Ryan, now it is our opportunity to talk about peripheral stuff.
Yes.
Now, I want to say this right fast. I feel bad for Michelle Tafoya. For those of you unfamiliar with Michelle Tafoya, she used to work sidelines. I think she worked for ESPN. She worked for NBC.
Yeah, she was on Sunday Night Football for a long time.
And now she is running for the Senate as a Republican in Minnesota, right? Like she took similar steps to where Sage Steele was going. Maybe she just got more ambition because she actually out here trying to do something. Sage is out here trying to be on camera talking wild.
I mean, Michelle was also a shitty Republican podcaster. So maybe she's trying to fail up.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Sage is just better at being heard.
Correct.
Because
yes.
I completely forgotten that Tafoya was out here doing this stuff. But anyway, I don't know who they talked to and like who really tested this idea that like bagging on the Bad Bunny Super Bowl was the way to go. But she sent a tweet that said, during halftime tonight, I'm going to do something I've never done before, fold laundry. To which Trey Wingo said, it's amazing you made it this far without ever folding laundry. And look, I don't think Trey Wingo is some pinko commie. You know,
right. Yeah.
I know Trey. He's Hal the Third. I'm just telling you, like, that ain't really how he sees it. What I found so funny about that was, how insulted must you be if you are Kid Rock?
Yeah, you couldn't pull up the live YouTube stream, couldn't change the channel.
You put in all this work, and I saw some clip from that Kid Rock show, and it was some country motherfucker rapping. Like it was country rapping, and he wasn't a bad rapper technically per se, but I was like, what are we doing over there? I also saw a clip, I couldn't tell if it was real, but Kid Rock got mad because people wasn't clapping and rapping along with him, so he walked off the stage.
I have to admit, I did not see any of the Kid Rock show. I consider myself a bit of an expert in the culture wars, and being on the internet for the last 10 years. And one thing you have to learn about the culture wars is you have to know when the other side is fighting seriously.
Yes.
And if they're bringing up Kid Rock against the most popular artist on Spotify, they're not taking this for real.
No, but their problem is they're really bad at booking, right? they just can't really, like, y'all, they got the Country Music Association Awards or Academy, CMAs, Country Music. That's what they got.
They went out and got Zach Bryan. They went out and got Kenny Chesney. Then they're taking this seriously. But
I'm just saying, like the CMA does the same thing and they get the job done. They can't really dial it up twice.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
They went out and got Garth Brooks.
Yeah. But the CMA speaks their language, right? Like they used to tell Obama jokes and stuff like that. It was their thing. But anyway, the thing I do want to say, and I do think it's important to discuss this in talking about, look, I have felt that the whole Bad Bunny pushback has largely been an internet contrivance, right? And that people who live on the internet, it was a super big thing and it was an easy thing to go to. I don't know how many people in the streets, were really that invested in caring.
I've never met anyone in my life who was anti-Bad Bunny.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but I don't.
It's never come up.
But my point is not whether or not they're anti-Bad Bunny. It's whether they care that much about the fact that Bad Bunny's playing the Super Bowl.
Got it, yes.
Right? I don't have an answer for how many of them there are. I do think, though, that it's worth pointing out that everybody gets a little iffy when they don't speak the language. Whatever the language is that is put before them. Like when you start talking to people who don't speak the language, the worst comes out of people in those moments, right? Like this is no matter who you are, no matter what it is, once it gets to a place where you're in a place where you don't speak the language, how you feel about going to countries where you don't speak the language, anything else. Language, when people don't understand it, makes them very, very insecure. And we generally acknowledge that language is a significant part of culture. Like one of the things, really, no matter the country that you're in, if you immigrate to that country, one thing they want to know is whether you've taken steps to learn the language of the place where you are. If I learned anything when I was in Miami, it is that language is the great segregator above all else. That is the number one, is language, right? So the idea that people are a little iffy about an act that is going to speak entirely a language that they don't speak, I understand that on its face. The idea that people are like, huh, don't you think it's a little weird that it's America and the halftime act doesn't speak English? I understand why somebody might feel that way. The idea that anybody really cares or like gets super mad about that, you're not gonna convince me that's like very, very real. Like, especially not to the point of going to watch no fucking Kid Rock, right? But it's a perfect line to draw if what you're saying is we're losing the country, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your whole game and that's your whole hustle is we're losing the country, bro, then yeah, this is going to be the thing that you're going to try to argue. I get you. On the other hand, people are lazy. Ryan, didn't you like it wasn't like it was on a channel.
That
You
I
was
was
going
going
you
to
was
bring
going you
that
was gonna
up.
have to you was gonna have to go find it somewhere, right?
The I would say the overlap of people who wanted to turn on the Kid Rock concert, but needed their kids to do it for them.
Yo, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, these are old people by and large. And by the way, old people who are gonna go get an American badass, right? Like, it's not even their kind of music. It's not even their kind of life.
Yeah, the Venn diagram of people who are trying to protest this halftime show,
Yeah.
people who love Kid Rock, and people who can successfully navigate a smart TV.
Yeah, figure out like is your AirPlay working? Is your Chromecast connecting right now? It might not be. There's no guarantee that this is a website that is capable of handling all this traffic.
You also have to take a break to realize that like there's also going to be a 90-second rant about streaming and how everything was better when there was only 3 channels.
Yeah, like you gotta go through all of this. No, man, people, you're just not gonna. How many people were actually gonna do that? Or we're just gonna be like, all right, well, this shit's on. You know, I guess I'll go ahead and watch it. Maybe I'll use the bathroom. I have no idea. But you're never gonna convince me that there were that many people that were this mad about this, right? That the idea of Bad Bunny, that they were going to go through all these steps. He's like, I'm going to fold laundry. You can do that and watch TV at the same time. Shit, you think you're the only person that folded laundry during the Super Bowl? Like this isn't that
I folded
hard.
laundry during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this isn't that like if that's what you go do, this isn't that hard. It just like this being your personality or this being your thing is the internet completely breaking our brains. That is the only way that I could receive this, right?
I also love the idea that Bad Bunny is some messenger of the left. You know,
well, I mean,
but I mean, this is also Bad Bunny who is wrestled in the WWE.
yes.
And been in Adam Sandler movies.
Well, here's what he also is. Somebody everybody knows who he is.
Correct.
Like you couldn't position him as this some like outsider that they, no. This is a very famous, well-known man. Like this is who he is. And oh, by the way, he rocked that shit.
Yeah.
Look, I talk a lot about taking the Spanish lessons and stuff like that. For whatever reason, I struggle still to pick up like understanding Spanish and songs, especially that brand of Caribbean Spanish. I do not understand it. So like I'm not listening to it and like know the words or everything else. But I know what's jamming when it's jamming. I mean, come on, man. We used to listen to the Bone Thugs. You ain't got to understand everything to know what's going on here. Brother, that show was jamming from top to bottom. And I'm going to tell you this too. Even if them cats is like, they don't like Spanish, let me tell you what is a crowd pleaser that everybody seems to like. Spanish girls. And it was lots of them. Yeah, Jessica Alba. Look, even the ones I ain't know the name of was doing just fine. And you know what they look like and what made the show so dope and why it's kind of so wild? And I'll just go ahead and put this out there. Why this was, for me, a significant improvement over last year's show. It wasn't, I'm sure there were things to think about. There were messages to be offered, whatever it is. But what it really was a big old good ass time. That's what it was. It was a party. Everybody involved in that looked like they were having so much fun. I'm not Puerto Rican, obviously, but I can only imagine if I was. Like, he was putting on for the squad. He put on for a whole nation, ran through all the countries, even threw Haiti in there because he ain't stupid, right? Like there was a message to the show, certainly. I don't know what it was entirely, though, because I don't speak Spanish. I ain't need to speak Spanish. They played the Nueva York joint. That's an old Puerto Rican joint. Check that one. That was jamming. Brought Ricky Martin back out there. Didn't let him sing No Vida Loca or nothing like that. That was what was up. For whatever reason, I understood his Spanish better than I understood Bad Bunny's. They was looking out for some of y'all. You know who I'm talking about, y'all. They had Lady Gaga come out there.
They just won. Just one olive branch, and they gave it to us.
Right, but no, man, that was a great show. Like, I can't. Anybody who was coming out of it bragging about how they didn't check it out, you lost. You lost. Let me tell you something. Maybe the rest of the Super Bowl would have been better if it was in Spanish. How about that? Right? Because the show was definitely better than the Super Bowl. The show was better than them commercials too. Like, is that even a thing anymore? Right? Like, I also feel like, because some of the other commercials come out in advance, like the 50 Cent one about beef. I thought that was pretty good, but it had been out for days.
Yeah, now it's like it's like a 2-week marketing campaign leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So it's just like part of it is like we're not all getting the joke at the same time.
Correct.
So I think that like cuts out a lot of the humor. It's like if 1/3 of the people involved know the punchline.
Yes.
But it also is just like a way to shove old people into getting some money.
It is. Now, I want to point out a couple of things that I noticed in the commercials. Number one, crypto back.
Looks like it.
Crypto back. Okay. That
people trying to buy the dip. Which keeps dipping.
Yeah, but I guess they bought these ads a long time ago. Like, did they know Coinbase is back? And speaking of Coinbase, not one, but 2 Backstreet Boys commercials. And we couldn't lead that back in 1999. Tell me why. You know what I'm saying? like we had 2 Backstreet Boys commercials. I wanted to change my cellular telephone provider after I saw that. I saw somebody, I think it may have been the boy Kaz, who raised the question about is Justin Timberlake just a bad friend?
Yes, that was Kaz.
All the Backstreet Boys, they still get together. Justin Timberlake is like, Joey who? I don't know any of these people.
To be fair, the Backstreet Boys need to be a collective.
That is very true. That's interesting. Nobody broke out. You're right.
Where Justin Timberlake is like, I gotta feed 4 more families.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So we got 2 Backstreet Boys commercials. That Dunkin' Donuts commercial with all the people from the sitcoms did not make a dollop of sense. They must have been paying big money too, because they got Urkel to put back on the Urkel suit, and he ain't really about that at all.
Yeah,
they got him out there. Did you see the Liquid IV commercial about looking at your pee?
I heard about it. I did not see it.
So I'm trying to remember what song it was based on, but it was like some "Look at Me" type thing or whatever, and it was all about look at what color your urine is, because maybe you need to take Liquid IV. And I'm here to tell you guys, or maybe you need to drink some water. Like, we used to do ads for Liquid IV here. Okay? So one thing that was interesting about that, I have no problem saying this, I don't think this violates anything. They were really big on don't use the word hangover, because they know what time it is.
Yes.
Okay? Use the word water. You can just drink water if that is your solution. Like, if you're looking in the bowl and your piss is too yellow and your thought is, I need to go buy something, you are a lost cause. Mike Tyson did an advertisement for Make America Healthy Again, where he just talked about how fat one of his aunties was. And then he's in there eating an apple. Did you see that one?
I did. And I thought Mike Tyson is an interesting spokesperson for health.
I just want to say that it's weird enough that we allow Mike Tyson to be back.
All the way back.
Yeah. 3 people whose we let them back doesn't make much sense in varying degrees for varying reasons. Well, Mike Tyson kind of makes sense because he has attempted to atone, right? He's taken a great deal of responsibility, and I think largely people pity him. Number 2 is John Gruden, and I said something on Twitter about this, and people were like, you don't forgive. You don't forgive people who don't apologize, right? he's never shown any level of contrition for it, which is why letting him come back around and how many of these football goofs are like, "Ooh, John Gruden's so funny." Fuck you. Number 3 is Jameis Winston. He's just kind of like, oh, he's so funny. And it's like, yeah, we just let them back. But Mike Tyson, that was shocking. Like how he got everybody to come around. I will have to say, the commercial I thought was the most effective. Okay. Did you see the commercial with the tight ends in it?
I did not.
Okay. So if you have not seen this commercial, it is a commercial with a bunch of tight ends in it. It's got Tony Gonzalez. It's got George Kittle. It's got Rob Gronkowski. It's got another one. And it is talking about these guys being tight ends. And it's not really easy to understand what they're talking about. And like Gronk is with a horse. I don't remember exactly why. And then Bruce Arians, it turns out, is doing the voiceover. And Bruce Arians is recommending to people that they go in for their prostate screening. And then he explains that you can go do a finger prick test now for your prostate screening. And then when he tells all the tight ends that you can do the finger prick for your prostate screening, they booties unclench. They ends get looser. You see? You
Yes.
get it?
Yes, I do.
You get it?
Yeah.
You get it? And I have to say, a man of my age, finding out that there's a finger prick prostate exam is the best news I got
It
all
is
day.
definitely better than the alternative.
Yo, that's really it. That's up there with finding out about the colonoscopy thing where you just boo-boo in a cup and put it in the mail.
What?
Yeah, you seen that commercial where the dude is like, talking about going out in the snow, and he's like, actually, I'm just going on the porch. And then he goes and gets
Yeah.
So that's the test to see if you need a colonoscopy now.
That's huge.
So you don't automatically have to go in for the colonoscopy. Now, part of what's funny about that is I did that, and then I went to the UPS store to send it off. And so I'm at the UPS store, but it didn't open until 9, and it's like 8:45, and there I am for 15 minutes just standing outside with a box of Dookie. You know, it felt a little weird, but I got to say, that commercial was weird, and the whole booty unclenching thing was, I guess, but I now know, and I will never forget. And as soon as they try to get me, hey, what about that finger prick test that Bruce Arians was talking about? Like, overwhelmingly on these drug commercials, I'm like, hey, man, I'm not, like, I shouldn't be asking you what drug I should take. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's just not it. You should be telling me. But now, hey, why don't you just poke me in the finger right fast, and then we work it out from there.